in his hand. He's getting some grenades at the moment. They're coming into library. Will they? I'm not entirely sure where the sniper is.
I didn't see it fly by, and I'm looking across all 8 POVs and not seeing anything yet. So there's a possibility that the sniper is somewhere down on BR1, or the other possibility is that off the map completely and will be despawning soon.
So at the moment, the team's kind of just trying to feel each other out, see where each other is. There is a guy over at top on the elevator. Will he throw a grenade across? He doesn't get hits, but there is a little bit of a trade going on now between Snipedown and that player over there at the top lift. That's going to be L-Town, I do believe. He's just hiding back. And looking at Snipedown now, he's got no grenades, checking under bottom mid. See if anyone's creeping across, which they're actually not doing. Give us a quick rundown of where the EG players are at this moment.
Rundown, we have EG, we have 2 of their members up at BR3, and we have 2 members in Library. We have Lunchbox/Snipedown rotating and both checking down Bomb Siren, make sure no one gets across. And on the eXcellence side, we have 3 members over at Snipe Tower and 1 over at Top Blue. And I actually really like the setup from eXcellence because they're in prime position that if they get a pick, they get someone damaged, they can pinch in from both angles and try and make this push over towards BR Tower. However, at the same time, they need to make sure that they don't force it because right now, EG is in a prime position to try and force some hill time. But as I say that, 2 members are taken down and Lunchbox answering, getting a double kill, being that X factor that EG needs to keep them in this game.
How did he survive? I just thought it were going off the map then. Lunchbox using the power weapon of that sword, takes down 2. He single-handedly just kind of stopped the eXcellence push there. If he would have gone off or gone down.
2 members of EG down. They took down Lunchbox. They would have had 3 down and grabbed hill time for sure.
Lunchbox, man, every event we see him at so far, he's just getting better and better and better. Using that sword to its most of its advantage again. But it's all about that. The hill's going to move within the next 11 seconds. You know, do they need to be moving across and transitioning though, Dev?
They do need to at some point transition over towards Snipe Tower, but don't force it. That's what I felt like kind of happened at first when eXcellence made that push. It's like they charged across top side. I was like, I did not see them to get a single pick on EG, but obviously they must have had more knowledge than I did because they ended up getting 2 kills during that push. They must have practiced that careful push together. But point being is that EG is not going to try to force this. I would expect them actually to maybe try to get this pick over at blue, and then Lunchbox is going to try to sneak over to Snipe Tower with sword.
At the moment, the grenades are just going in, see if they can get any hit markers on the player, see if there's a player there. I believe there is one creeping around. Could we just get a look at the POVs, Dave, of the EX players to show people at home exactly where they're at the moment?
Yeah, we got Frosty and Hill, Unlegit, L-Town, and Kobe all over at Snipe Tower. So you can see, even though the hill is over at top blue, they're setting up for that Delta hill, like I said, which is the most important hill.
But as we said that, we actually moved across. The fresh sniper did come up. There's a sword guy coming round though, and he does get taken down. Someone else jump. That's going to be Roy. That's going to be sword transitioning into EX's hand, and they also have the sniper rifle, kind of locking down this D hill right now. If they put the sword guy in there, no one's going to be again there unless the grenades come in and take him out.
Even though eXcellence is down by 10 seconds, I would take their position in a heartbeat because they had both power weapons. They had Snipe Tower set up, and they yeah, like I said, both power weapons and Snipe Tower setup where they can just scrap up 40 seconds uncontested if they did things right. But it seems like EG somehow being at a disadvantage and taking down his members and just turning it around instantly. We see Snipedown now has Sniper at Snipe 3.
EG coming in and filling the cracks like water. Literally, it was just Snipedown picking off someone's face, but they had sword, they had sniper, they had full setup, and all of a sudden, it all just went to pot.
I don't know what wrong there. I would have to see a replay of that situation because I thought for sure that eXcellence was going to be able to at least get 20 or 30 seconds there. And in fact, they only got 10 seconds during that setup.
Unlegit did get challenged by 2 people, and he went for the no-scopes, didn't manage to land them, and then the guy, I think he believed it was Roy, actually jumped over the sword guy's head onto the little sneaky S3 and landed behind him and took him out. So a great little move from Roy there, did manage to take down the sword guy, but here we are with Snipedown trying to see someone moving up, hits one in the chest, he's going to be one shot. He doesn't have any grenades, and he doesn't have a teammate in a position to manage to clean up that player and get the assist medal. He's looking, but that other player, you know, you need to be careful when challenging Snipedown, though. You don't want to be doing it, I believe.
No, he just, look at how he just minimizes the angles that he reveals his body. Right there when he's shooting that person over at front library entrance. He barely saw that person's head. When he's challenging BR3, once again, he just has as little of his body exposed as possible to make sure that he doesn't get shot, get unzoomed. And even if he does get shot and unzoomed, he's not taking a severe amount of damage. Whereas we saw the kind of opposite happen when Unlegit had Sniper at S3. He kind of exposed himself completely trying to shoot towards that back close ramp and was eventually taken down.
Grenade goes in. Let's see if we get any hit markers. No, we do not. Stalactites are up. He's not actually used them yet, but then again, no one's actually come within the actual hitbox distance of them when they drop down. I'm hearing, you can actually see on his screen wobbling, so that means the ones behind him have just come down. Will he get that person? Yes, he does. Headshot as well. Will he go for the second? No, he's just going to sit back. And that's what I like sometimes about Snipe Down. Rather than just go for the shot and even just miss it, he will wait and he will use these bullets.
He wants to make this last bullet count.
Yeah, you always need to.
Every bullet count when he can.
So many times we've said on this map that sniper rifle can be game-changing. If you land every single headshot and just take your time a little bit more rather than just getting the scrappy kill here and there, it can be a game changer, especially on this 6 minutes 40 remaining, 71-27. Bit of a large, a bit of a large score gap, but Snipe Down gets completely done from behind.
Yeah, got caught off guard and does that smart play. Think about that. He had to make that split-second decision. Says, guess what? I'm not close enough to get the sword lunge. I probably can't switch to my sniper and go for some ridiculous no-scope, so I'm going to jump off both these weapons. That's just smart play. And right after, as soon as he spawns, he pays for that mistake one more time by getting 4 shot when he lifts up to top blue.
That was a very crispy fall from Frosty up on BR3, but he does go down. Will his teammate get that second kill? They do. Kobe picking up the shotgun. 7 seconds on A Hill. They're going to leave that. B Hill's now coming up. However, his teammate did just get taken out. I don't know where from.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. I'm looking at my POVs because every single member of EG is over at Snipe Tower. Actually, Lethal. We do have a flank over on Lethal. This could be huge. Even though they have a 50-second lead, he was taken down. I don't know if that's fortunate timing or that was just a great play by Alton because he took out the main threat of EG, and EG is not in prime position to get any time at the moment because they still only have 2 members at Snipe Tower. However, this is a situation that I was talking about where this Beta Hill, even though eXcellence has full control of Snipe Tower, or of BR Tower, they aren't getting any time.
Oh, will he get away with that sniper? I believe he does come up on screen. Did he get away with that? I'm not entirely sure where he's gone. That sniper rifle's probably still going to be in play, but that's 3 or 4 down now for EG at the moment. But one thing I must say, Dave, I think all this time we've seen quite a lot of slaying power come from EX. They've only got about maybe less than 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, they started off pretty strong. They got a little bit of time at Delta Hill, but there was just either some poorly timed kills. Like, for example, Trip did not happen. He just got the weak slash. The weak slash is what you don't want to get when you have the sword because he didn't get a full lunge there. He must have either hit melee button, but yeah, it's you hate to see it happen. I've had plenty of weak slashes happen in my day.
That could have been a nice triple kill for him. Unfortunately, doesn't manage to connect it. Now looking at this time again, EG are just racking up the time. It felt like, EX were in control of the weapons.
I just want to point that out again. Look at Unlegit was going to check and see if Snipe was up yet, but was taken down. He overextended over at Snipe 3, and those are deaths you cannot have happen because not only did he give up those kills over at Snipe Tower, he loses sword. He gives up control of Snipe Tower completely. And guess what's happening in 30 seconds? It's going to move over to the Delta Hill.
And they do have a sniper in there. And look at where, up on B Hill, they've got someone in there as well. Sniper in the hands of Roy. We know how dangerous he is. And a lovely double kill. Absolutely no pressure. Lands both bullets in both visors. He just doesn't even try, does he? It comes naturally. Quick scope in, both heads down. At the moment, a little bit more time coming up on the scoreboard. They've hit the 100-point club at 110 points to 34. 3 minutes and 55 remaining on the clock, Walshy.
Yeah, just do a great job, just holding on position we talked about. As I said before, think of how long this sword has been over at Snipe Tower. Not once once the sword has been there, no players have tried to move it from there yet because they realize how important it is to have that close-range weapon in your hands at that location. There's no reason to press that advantage and push over. And we see the same step from EG again. They have Delta Hill, they have a teammate over at BR3, and they're spawning bottom blue. If eXcellence happens to spawn library, they have the perfect angle because what's going to happen is they're just going to do a crossfire maneuver. You have Snipe Down, who's going to watch over from BR3 to sword entrance, and you have Roy watch his back close ramp. But just as I say that, Snipe Down was taken out over at BR3.
And look at what weapons Roy has. Interesting to see if he actually gives one up for one of his teammates. Doesn't Willie creep up, gets the one shot. He's going to be one shot. No assist medal up with there. But yes, wingman medal comes in. That's what I like to see. The kills getting cleaned up. And that's sometimes the difference between an awesome team and a good team. Yeah. This teamwork is fantastic. Comes down, killing spree, turns around. Willie admit, I'm very surprised he didn't get that kill. That looked like it was the reticle was over his head, but he doesn't. Still doesn't trade out any of the weapons. He's keeping them in hand, which I suppose is good because you've got the long range and the close range. Nobody can touch you if you want. However, someone is charging up. Elbow puts a grenade down. He does go down. So those weapons now may transition to hand. No, they don't. That's going to be someone else. And of course, it is his twin brother, Lunchbox. Yes.
Now it's Lunchbox's turn. He says, "All right, Roy got a killing spree and a wingman. Let's see if I can do any better." And a lot of the people on the forums are going to say, no, he can't. And he's taken down over at Snipe Tower with Sword Snipe.
Just a quick question. Should he really have gone for that kill, or would you have backed off and kind of kept the weapons in that? Personally for you, should he just kind of backed off and held them, or?
Yeah, it's tough to say. A lot of decisions. It's easy for us to evaluate it right here when we're not in the heat of the moment, not hearing the exact calls, because we don't know what calls he could have heard. He could have known that 2 were down, and maybe that could have been a third person. In that case, yeah, I agree 100% with that risk versus reward, saying, yes, I can probably kill this last person's sword and then go safely back over Snipe Tower. But in more often situations than not, I think it's safer just back down with that and let players try to make a move on you at Snipe Tower. They have to make a good play in order to take you down. And I like this play. All right, Snipe Down, not Snipe Down, I was going to say, Lunchbox did a good job jumping that sword off, but even better, and the better part to highlight, is whoever was shooting Snipe Down, or shooting Lunchbox, let him jump off the map the entire way. That delayed Lunchbox's spawn 2 or 3 extra seconds, whereas I could see a unseasoned veteran, they might just shoot and, you know, fish off Lunchbox when he's already guaranteed to die. So that delayed Lunchbox's spawn just a few seconds. It might not make a difference in this game, but it's just interesting to note that that was a great play by the eXcellence member.
This is quite a sneaky little maneuver there. Snipe Down just poking out. I'm very surprised he did when he had so little shield. One shot would have cleaned him up. Looking at S3 now, will anybody come up there? If a visor pokes out, they're going to get a bullet to it, unfortunately. However, B-Hill is up, and he does have Evil Geniuses inside it. 1:48 now, only 10 seconds. No, sorry, not 10 seconds. I do apologize. 10 seconds away from, it's 160 at the moment. Yeah. 48 seconds remaining on the clock. 155 to 59 points.
Yeah, it's been mathematically impossible for a little bit now, but whole point being is that they're still just playing this game out. They're not just going to let things go. They want to make a statement to eXcellence, because eXcellence is obviously a squad to be reckoned with. They won game 2. You know EG does not want to drop a single game. Everyone wants that coveted win where it's like, you know what, we won the finals without dropping a single game. It's so tough to do because every team here is so dang good.
I have to apologize for my maths. It's always never on form, unfortunately. 15 seconds remaining, as you mentioned. This is game number 3 going to EG. However, you know, we just see little miracles and little spurts from eXcellence every single time. One player will just start to go off.
Well, so one thing that I really like about eXcellence is when they have control, they do an incredible job. They can hang with the best. They can, you know, keep control just as well as EG. But we didn't see